Hi guys, welcome to Garvey Gaming TV. Today we're in Medieval Engineers. The guys who brought you Space Engineers have got another team working for them now, and they are developing Medieval Engineers. This is a lot like Space Engineers, but obviously on land. And the major point in this is you've got structural integrity now, and also you have block construction. It's basically the same as last time as on Space Engineers. So you've got your gameplay stuff, so you can have your hints and tips and all that on. You've got your display stuff, which is pretty good. It automatically picks stuff up. Full screen window mode, or just full screen. Audio sounds mainly placeholders at the minute. There's not many sound in it. Music's actually really good, but I have it turned down there so I don't get copyright hit. There's some really nice music on this game actually. And your controls, everything's customizable. Now, there's a button in here for debug mode, and I cannot for the life of me find it. Because I wanted to have a look at the stresses and strains on the buildings and that. And can I find it again? Can I heck? And I've seen it somewhere. Well, never mind. So the worlds are pretty big. You can do your quick start, which I actually did on the one that I have. Which is this little map here. And then you've got all these other different ones down here, which I really need to pay attention to. So you've got your castles, bridges, large terrain, normal, and small, and then very small. The quick start I would say is fairly small. So I think next time I'm going to have a look at this large terrain whenever I start building something else, because I'm going to do like I did in Space Engineers, you know, make maybe replica of things. So I want to find a castle that I love the look of. Scotland has some beautiful castles, so I might have a nosy at them, and you know, replicate one in game, and then see how the structure would withstand a battle. So that's just an idea I'm throwing around for the game, like for now. Again, this is early development. It will go along the same lines, I'm assuming, as Space Engineers. So you'll get like multiplayer down the line, survival down the line, all that sort of thing. And you will eventually, you know, have to go out and probably mine for the materials to build your castles and whatnot. Collect the wood, construct maybe a cart or something to carry the wood to your construction site and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to how they're going to do this. It's going to be awesome. So why don't we have a look at one of these? Well, since we'll tick autosaver because we don't want that, do we, lads? So right, so here we are inside one of the preloading maps. See, this must be one of the the large world, and here is a castle that has been ready built. So you can come straight in, mess around, and see how they've done things. So if we look here, this is one of the bridges. So if you come to this and you hit T, it will raise the bridge and also destroy it. As you see there, it's wrecked the joint. So that's a new addition to the way Space Engineers and Medieval Engineers use these things now. You can attach ropes to it and lift things up. which is going to be some really cool gameplay, so you can move things around, create lifts, elevators, things like that. And you see, this castle's been pretty well thought out, a lot better thought out than mine, to be honest. And you've got your towers, you've got windmills and things. And is that windmill attached to anything? Don't think it is. So you can build some really cool stuff. I mean, this is an awesome looking castle. So if you've got the time, you know, you can sit there and go, right, I'm going to build this, this and this. You know, there's wheels lying around, there's logs lying about, you know, because everything has gravity now. So obviously there's gravity, structural integrity. So, you know, everything has a force acting upon it, which is a lot different from Space Engineers, because obviously everything's in space, so it doesn't need that sort of thing. So, for instance, this tower over here, I'm going to start knocking this corner away from it. And if I go Alt Control F12, is it? Nope. You can start knocking. Oh, and there it goes. So you see that's going to collapse down there now because gravity is working on it. So that's what's going to make this game a lot more interesting, especially when it hits the multiplayer mode. That you can start destroying stuff, and it crumbles away beautifully. I mean, the physics on that is really nicely done. You see this tower's a little bit stronger, so we'll try and make it fall to the right, shall we? So obviously there's a few bugs and it crashed out a minute, so we'll have a look at the world. I'm messing with it in a minute. So there's loads of potential to build things in this game, and loads of potential to build loads of mechanical things, which is the really exciting part of it, to be honest. And I'm hoping that when you're constructing things, you know, there's going to be scaffolding and whatnot, and that you have to bring, you know, stuff back and forward with the carts and things like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with the survival mode in this. And there was talk of having like barbarians or whatnot coming and attacking you and things like that, so I think it is going to be really interesting. So I'm on one of the smaller maps, but if you look over the actual horizon, it's a beautiful backdrop over there, which is quite cool, and the skybox is really nice. Now this is just something I'm messing with at the moment. See, my towers are a little large, so I couldn't get the circular things on. But the building is more or less the same. Well, it actually is the same as Space Engineers. So you put your block down with left click, and then you hit Control left click, and you can go 3 or 4 across. If you keep Shift down at the same time, you can do your big areas really quick, which is really nice. If you have some items like the spiral staircase, if you roll your mouse button when it has the little plus next to it there, you've got different options for it. So for instance, let's have a look at number 5. It's a square, you know, this is a staircase for in squarish corners, and you can still rotate it with the normal buttons that you could in Space Engineers, but you just get an extra option with the mouse, which is pretty cool. Now the major difference in this game is with the block in block system. So let's have a look at this little piece of wood here. So as you see, right, I've got a piece of wood sat there. Now, ordinarily in Space Engineers, that'd be it. You've got a bit of wood in the corner, you can't get anything else in there. No matter where you got it, that has a block of its own, and you have to go around it. So I'd have to put like one there, and then maybe one like that, for instance, right? And I won't be able to get anything in there. But with this, if you hit Alt, you can now place blocks in blocks, which is going to be really, really handy. And here's all the blocks that you've got to choose from. You've got your rounding blocks, your inner blocks, different doorways, arches, tunnels, battlements, your wooden stuff. So now we've got that up there. Let's say I want number 6, you see? So say you want that up against the wall, right? That's the correct way around for it. Now again, up against the wall, bash, there you go. Or you want it on that end. So now you can actually make proper walkways. Whereas in Space Engineers, if you did something like that, so you can have one there, you really wanted to, one there, and one there. But obviously, oh, actually, not delete the lot. Oh, it has. So you put a floor down, right? You want that there, so you hit Alt, and it'll put it in there. Now, in Space Engineers, this really did annoy me. Normally, you'd have to leave that open then, because, and then you know you'd carry your floor on that way, and then you have to leave this open because you can get to it. But now you can block off ends and just keep going as far as you want and have little floors like that. So the blocking block stuff is awesome, and you can do it with anything. So you got that block there, right? Now say you want to make a tight square. Again, you hit Alt, put it in there, and it automatically builds the corner as well for you, so it looks like a corner of a wall. It doesn't just look like a block in a block. And the voxel density, or the pixelating in the corner, is actually working quite well. And again, left click, done. Knock it around there. Alt, bosh, in you go. There's a nice tight little square for you now. That's hollow instead of using a solid block like that one. So the square in square is really cool, but obviously when you look at it, if you look, when you delete, it deletes the whole thing. So you've got to be careful with that whether you're building it. When you're building stuff like that, make sure it's how you want it because of the structural integrity side of things. You know, if you delete something, you might delete the wrong thing and the whole thing will collapse. It does have autosave every 5 minutes, but I actually turned that off in case I cock something up and it autosaves straight away. You know when that 5 minutes is going to go, so say you built something and it collapses and then bang, the autosave comes on, it's like, damn it. So I always turn that off and just make sure I hit Shift and F5 on a fairly regular basis to save things, or when I've done something major. As you see down here, I've got a little archway, a couple of arches going on. I'll pile some wood in there or something of it, and a wee arch coming through. I'm still messing with the drawbridge. I don't quite know what I'm going to do for that yet. And obviously all the trees are destructible as well. So I'd love to see. Well, that's actually cracked off a bit of it. That's quite cool, that. I didn't know it could chip like that. so the wood can shatter as well, which is pretty cool. So, you know, I'm hoping in like survival mode you've got to go and collect all your wood and then build a cart and bring it back to whatever you're building, and it's going to be really interesting. So this is just a rough version. I'm hoping to do more videos on this, and what I want to do is look at real life castles. Scotland has some beautiful castles, so I'm hoping going to find a nice one, recreate it as best I can, and then see if I can destroy it and how well it'll stand up to it. Some things like that. So this game has loads and loads of potential. You got loads of stuff to build with, and as you know, with Space Engineers, you just keep adding and adding and adding. So this is only the very start of things. There's going to be a lot more to come than this. And I know what you're all thinking. How tough is these castle towers? And they are pretty tough. It takes a fair whack to put this down, because not only is it built into this, it's actually built into this structure as well. So all the stresses that's coming down this tower is also being spread between this rock. And as you can see, it's all at an angle. So when you hit it, it stays really strong. So I could take large chunks out of the corner of this thing, and it'll just keep standing. So that give me more. Now the structure integrity I think is a little wacky at the minute. You can see how things crumble and crack apart, and I think that just looks amazing. So knocking this wall apart, it might weaken it a bit more as well. It's all about spreading the weight, you see. But the physics are really, really nice for this, how everything falls apart. It's really, really nice. And it's been done well. So if I come in and smack this wall here. Oh. Starting to weaken now, you see. There it goes. A bit of slowdown there just because of all the things he has to calculate. But it soon speeds up again. Now that is pretty impressive when things do collapse on it. And again, there is slowdown just because there's a lot of stuff to calculate there. But again, there's going to be a lot of optimizing to do yet. I mean, this is very early access. But I just love how things break and crumble apart. It looks very, very cool, very realistic. Whenever you see some of the videos they've posted, and you've got people breaking the bridges and castles and stuff down, and then you look at that and you look at the remnants of castles in real life around the UK especially, it is pretty close to what you see. So it's very impressive, and I think you're going to get a lot of joy out of this. If you enjoyed Space Engineers building your spaceships and whatnot, then you're going to love this, building carts, trebuchets, ballistas, all that sort of thing. And obviously when the survival mode and the multiplayer and all that comes out, that's going to be even more fun. So if you want to know anything more, guys, drop a comment down below and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. Same for any of my videos. If you're watching any of them, you have questions or suggestions, chuck them in the comments down below and I'll get back to you. Please go and like my Facebook page and my Twitter account. Both of them are linked on the YouTube channel here. They basically keep you up to date with information, my computer builds, information from devs, dev teams, and other games that I'm interested in. And you'll also get links to them for when my videos come out. They'll go to them channels as well. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully there'll be some more videos on this, and we shall see you on the 19th whenever this is officially available on Steam. The pricing I think is going to be $20 for a standard edition, and then there's a deluxe edition, which I think was $25, which you get a soundtrack. And again, the soundtrack is really nice, guys. So if you like some nice mood music or epic medieval battle music, there's some good tunes on there. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you around.